Can you repeat that?
And the upliftment of our people, you know, with the way our households are run and the way education system is and all, you know, and kind of in a tragic state. Do you think the black woman, our sisters, are an important part of uplifting us, you know, so we can have self-esteem, you know, self-knowledge of who we are? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the foundation. Came from a woman, and it starts with a woman. As a child, you're probably closest to a woman first. So, and especially like you said today, in this day and age when father's not around anyway, that mother is the role model. Sometimes when you look at a child and if you see if they had like a troubled childhood, if they was real bad, maybe the mother at home didn't really discipline them that much. And if you go to ones that do got discipline, it's probably because they learned it at home first from their mom. So they're playing a big role in it.
What you think?
I mean, I can speak from experience, you know what I mean? My father wasn't always there, you know, my mom was on the heart and soul of our family. And, you know, she definitely brought us through the good times, the bad times, the ugly, the pretty. You know what I mean? And she taught me everything I know, and everything that she didn't know I had to learn on my own. So, I mean, I can say that black women is a big part of life. I can say that.
What type of things she teach you?
I mean, she taught me how to cut the grass. She taught me how to, you know what I mean, wash the car. But she couldn't really teach me how to, like, you know what I mean, to be a man, you know what I mean? Because obviously she never experienced being a man.
Yeah, it wasn't her job.
It wasn't her job, but I just had to experience that on my own. I had to go find out. If it was the hard way, I had to find out the hard way. If I hit it on the head right, I got lucky and just did that.
How do we teach ourselves to be men when you know, the fathers aren't there? Do we go to the streets or look real hard or something?
I guess that depends on, like I said, once again, that depends on your father figure. Well, your mother being that father figure, if she's doing that job or not, or the environment that you grew up in. Like, some kids, they do turn to the streets and they do turn to influence from other friends because that's all they have to go on. I know younger kids, age 10 up to 12, out on the streets, their father figure is the people that they see in the streets, the drug dealers and blase, such and such, people that's doing bad things, and that's their father figure by a sense of that's who they look up to. They see that they got nice things and they want to have nice things too, so they might try to mold their life around that as opposed to not having that father figure there. So.
Where are you from?
I'm from Central Florida, small town, Sumter County. It's more country, so I mean, I seen my share of things, but somebody coming out of Miami like him, I know it's a lot faster pace. And if it's as bad as it was where I stayed at, I can only imagine what he grew up through.
What was things like in your street?
Can you repeat that one more time?
What were things like in your street, and as far as the influence that the street has on us?
I mean, like, it was always, you know, crowd that your mom told you not to hang around. You know, it was a lot of that, you know, everywhere. You know what I mean? But I chose a path like I'm gonna try it the right way first. You know what I mean? If the right way ain't working for me, you know, I'm gonna just have to get it how I live. You know what I mean? It's really about your environment, where you grew up at. You know what I mean? He got a different mindset and I got a different mindset. Like, I ain't gonna just, if this the right way don't work, you know, I'm gonna have to get it how I live, you know what I mean? Any means necessary. That's just how it is, the environment in Miami. You know, you gotta get it. No matter how you do it, you gotta get it. No exception.
You think the kids today, do they have any type of parenting, you think, with the way that they run around these days?
Kids today? I mean, the kids today is a different generation. I mean, the generation today is like a whole different generation from which my mom grew up in. Probably his mom grew up in. Much faster. You know, nobody don't care. They do what they want to do, and the kids these days just want to just grow up too fast. I think that's what's a big problem in this generation, man.
And aside from that, like he said, we grew up in different terms and circumstances than our people did, our father or mother, because back when they were coming up, it wasn't normal to be pregnant at 14, 15. So now you got somebody that's still trying to finish high school, trying to raise a kid.
Yeah.
As opposed to when they was coming up, their parents was probably more established age in their 20s, and they had more time to focus on the necessary things, like working and providing for the kids. So now you got kids that's, like I said, girls 14, 15 years old, that's pregnant with a baby, no income, regardless if the father figure's there or not, no income, because he probably around the same age, or maybe just a little bit older. Now she's living off of her mom or her parents. If she's only has a mom, then she's living off only her mom's income and not taking care of 2 miles. So the kids today are definitely growing up. They got it harder than we had it growing up, and it's going to continue that way until we can change it. Just got to keep level heads in what we're doing.
Okay. So to these young sisters out here who are supposed to be the next mothers of our generation, us as being the bigger brothers, what can we say to them to help them keep their heads up, help them realize that, I mean, there's something going on out there, but it's just out of our hands, but we got to keep it in the house to be strong?
I can almost say it. I'm coming from a position like that because I had 2 younger sisters, and you know, I try my best to protect them, and when I say protect, I mean expose them to what's really going on. You know, when you're approached by a dude, he really wanting this, or watch his angle for that. So basically, we just got to take them under our wing and tell them, because you'll be surprised at what you don't know. It's like you ignorant to a situation until somebody lets you know what's going on. And aside from that, they got to have the want to. We can't make decisions for them. They're going to get put in the decision of, well, am I going to do this or I'm going to do that? And it's up to them to make the choice. So a lot of it is going to come from us just giving them knowledge, telling them the game and explaining things to them so they'll know when the situation happens, I can make the right decision. And then it's going to come down on top of them doing what they need to do.
I mean, I can just grab at little things that he said, like being observant. I'm a very observant person. I feel that if you got much sense to know that if anybody, you know, if anybody's, you know, that positive thing that your family always preach about, you know what I mean, run towards that positive thing. And if that person that just comes up to you, like he said, that negative thing, I mean, you gotta have common enough sense not to, you know, indulge in negative things, you know, and you gotta be the backbone of your family. If you're in that situation where you're a single mother in that family, or, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, that's about it, man. You gotta grow up fast, just like I did. I mean, if you're in that situation where you're 14 and pregnant, you did the do, now you gotta pay it. You know, you gotta think about the future and now, and the present, whenever. Just think about everything. Everything has consequences.
Just learn to think.
Definitely.
Simple as that.
Definitely.
Any last words? That's all.
I mean, that's for you football. That's about it, man.
What about you?
That's it, man. Just be smart. In every decision you make, I'm not going to tell you what to do, and I'm not going to tell you what not to do, because I got faults too. We all was born into sin, so just be smart when you make a choice.
We can all help each other. Remember that.